Groundhog Day, the cherished 1993 comedy about a weatherman trapped in a time loop, is one of those rare films that continually offers something new with each viewing. Once you've seen it, it's nearly impossible not to repeat its lines endlessly, pun intended. But what if I told you that Bill Murray, the star of this cult classic, actually despised the experience of making it? That's right. Murray, who famously portrayed Phil Connors, the cynical, self-absorbed weatherman, was deeply unhappy during much of the shoot. You'd assume someone who earned millions and solidified his place in pop culture with such a role would have had a fantastic time on set. I think it's an extraordinary movie. It's in the Library of Congress. It's a very important movie. Premise of that film is a great one and the execution is very, very good. So I don't take a lot of credit for it. Kid whose idea it was, Danny Rubin, is great. I mean, he was touched by God when he wrote that. He really was. But let's rewind and examine why Murray's experience was filled with tension. If you imagine the filming of Groundhog Day as fun and lighthearted, think again. While Danny Rubin's script had a sharp comedic edge, Bill Murray envisioned something deeper. He saw the film as an opportunity to dive into themes like the human condition, the meaning of life, and existentialism. In contrast, director Harold Ramis, Murray's past collaborator on Caddyshack and Ghostbusters, saw the movie as a comedy at its core. This fundamental difference in interpretation led to conflict. Murray believed Groundhog Day should serve as a reflection on life's purpose, while Ramis insisted it should stay true to its comedic roots. As expected, the set became increasingly tense, with philosophical Murray clashing with comedic Ramis. There was a time when Bill Murray and Harold Ramis were not just frequent collaborators but close friends, both on-screen and off. Together, they shaped comedy through iconic projects like Ghostbusters, Groundhog Day, Animal House, and Caddyshack. But in an exclusive report from Daily Mail TV, new information has surfaced about the bitter split between these two comedic legends, revealing how their friendship unraveled. Beyond their conflicting creative visions, it's been rumored that Groundhog Day marked a significant and negative shift in Murray's career. By that point, Murray had already gained fame for playing quirky, lovable misfits in hits like Caddyshack and Ghostbusters. Yet as Groundhog Day was coming together, Murray began to feel uneasy about his continued success with Ramis. He worried that the public would start viewing him purely as a product of Ramis's direction rather than recognizing him as a diverse and independent actor. Did that insecurity feed into the frustration he expressed during filming? Absolutely. The more they worked together, the more concerned Murray became that people would associate him only with Ramis's comedies. So, what really happened between the two? According to Violet Ramis, Harold's daughter, in her book Ghostbusters' Daughter, things deteriorated badly. She described how Murray became more and more difficult to work with over time and suspected that he partially blamed her father for his success. After contributing to many of Murray's biggest hits like Caddyshack and Ghostbusters, tensions boiled over during the filming of Groundhog Day. It's like when a musician grows tired of performing their biggest hit over and over, but in Murray's case, he was stuck in a loop of hit roles all guided by the same creative partner. As if creative clashes weren't enough, Bill Murray was also navigating a painful personal ordeal during the production of Groundhog Day. At the time, he was going through a divorce from his first wife, Margaret Kelly. Anyone who's endured a difficult breakup knows how those emotional struggles can spill into every aspect of life, especially work. On set, Murray reportedly became increasingly hard to deal with. He would show up late, and his mood swings led to sudden outbursts and tantrums. Producer Trevor Albert recalled the entire atmosphere of the production being tense, driven largely by Murray's unpredictable behavior. It was clear the actor was grappling with serious personal issues, and those struggles impacted his conduct on set, creating a less than pleasant working environment for everyone involved. In the aftermath of Groundhog Day, while the movie itself would go on to become a beloved classic, Murray's relationship with Harold Ramis did not share the same fate. The mix of creative disputes and personal distress led to a complete breakdown between the two. They did not speak for over 2 decades after the film's release. In a later interview, Ramis spoke openly about their fallout. He revealed that during filming, Murray became irrationally mean and emotionally unavailable. Violet Ramis shared a shocking moment. One day on set, her typically calm and composed father lost his temper. He slammed Murray against a wall and grabbed him by the collar. The tension between them had escalated that far. After that explosive confrontation, they didn't exchange a word for the next 20 years. So, was there ever a resolution to this long-standing feud? Thankfully, yes. Violet Ramis wrote that shortly before her father's death, Bill Murray arrived unannounced at 7 o'clock in the morning, with a police escort and a box of donuts. Two spent the day together, sharing laughs and finally reconnecting. After Harold Ramis passed away, Murray delivered a heartfelt tribute to him during the Academy Awards. Ramis himself had compared their relationship to that of a parent and a child. He once said, "What I'd want to say to him is just what we tell our children. You don't have to throw tantrums to get what you want. Just say what you want." Their friendship remained strained in the years leading up to Ramis's death, but that one final visit, filled with warmth and nostalgia, served as their reconciliation. Even though Ramis was no longer able to speak, Murray's visit to the hospital was a meaningful moment in their legendary history. Harold Ramis, a towering figure in comedy both in front of and behind the camera, passed away from complications due to an autoimmune disease. His legacy includes classics like National Lampoon's Vacation, Animal House, and Groundhog Day. His directorial debut? Caddyshack, widely considered one of the greatest comedies of all time. And despite all his initial resentment toward Groundhog Day, Bill Murray eventually made peace with the film and its legacy. When a Broadway adaptation of the movie was created, Murray surprised everyone by not only attending but going twice. He even got emotional during the performance. "The idea that we just have to try again. We just have to try again," Murray said, tearing up at the show's moving message. He praised the cast and crew for their passion and applauded the work they brought to life. "They show it all day long, that's it. I'm also in Scrooged, which they show all day long too on Christmas. So I'm trying to cover all the holidays, the major ones and the minor ones. Why has Groundhog Day endured for so long?" Murray offered a simple answer: "Because I wasn't the only person watching it. I talked to at least 40 or 50 people who watched it. I think it's an extraordinary movie. It's in the Library of Congress. It's a very important movie. Premise of that film is a great one and the execution is very, very good. So I don't take a lot of credit for it. Kid whose idea it was, Danny Rubin, is great. I mean, he was touched by God when he wrote that. He really was." That moment of public praise signified Murray's journey coming full circle. What once brought him stress and dissatisfaction had transformed into something he could finally admire and accept. But when it comes to reprising the role of Phil Connors in a potential Groundhog Day reboot, according to his co-star Andie MacDowell, absolutely not. "First of all, Bill Murray's never going to do it," she said. After spending the entire production reliving Phil's monotonous loop, it's clear that Murray has no interest in returning to that chapter. So while Groundhog Day stands as one of cinema's most celebrated comedies, it also serves as a reminder: even the greatest films can have dramatic and difficult stories behind the scenes. Bill Murray may have loathed making it, but the world will always be thankful that he brought Phil Connors to life. As for the rest of the cast and crew, they too endured their own version of Groundhog Day, pushing through tension to create a film that would achieve legendary status. So here's to Bill Murray, forever unpredictable, occasionally tough, but undeniably unforgettable. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for our next video.